Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Eric. Welcome to the video. I'm going to do a video on uh, characteristics that have helped me uh, be a successful business owner. So the first one is just want to show you this fancy truck here, and basically it is one of the good characteristics that I have is being able to delay um, personal or self gratification, or I don't know however you say it. I would love to go buy this truck, and I could afford to go buy this truck, but it would not make any financial sense for me to do it. Um, you know, there's plenty of things that I need and want, and my family needs and wants, that it just really wouldn't make sense for me to do this. When a $10,000 truck, or you can buy 5 really good trucks for $10,000 and have 5 of them versus one super really nice truck. Now, and it's not necessarily a truck, but if it was a Porsche or whatever it is, something that wasn't something that didn't bring in money for me, is basically what I'm saying. So delay as long as you can personal gratification so that you can get things that will create income for you and assets that bring money in for you so that you can go out and buy the things that you want. Another thing that really helps me out when running my business is being able to take risks. And this is a huge thing that I've never really heard talked about much, but it's getting your personal finances in order. Because if your personal finances are not in order, it's really tough to go out and run a successful business and to be able to take financial risk. And I guess it's very hard for me to go out and get in debt and do all this stuff that sometimes you need to do, or maybe you should do, to run your business. And I'm learning that debt is a good thing when used properly. I still don't like a lot of it, but I've been reading some books by Robert Kiyosaki as of late. His most recent book, which is I think it's called Your Second Chance or something like that. So I mean, I've been a student of his for, hard to believe, but 10 years or so, and read pretty much all of his books. But I've really had struggled with the idea of getting in debt. I just don't like it. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is I wouldn't feel comfortable with making some steeper business investments where it's not just going out and paying cash for things if my personal finances weren't in order. If I feel like it's a calculated risk, it's not like a gamble when I go out and get in debt. And I guess what I'm saying is, for instance, this truck that's on this picture here. If I'm going to go out and invest $60,000 on something and I don't have the money for it, it's not going to be this truck. And people don't bat an eye and will go out and say, I'm going to buy this truck for $60,000 and finance it. But then they won't spend $60,000 on something that will make them money, like whatever it is, and then they'll think that's risky. So I guess what I'm saying is, maybe don't buy this truck and go take the risk somewhere else, and just know that because you don't have this truck and the other risk, if the worst case scenario is it all falls through, you're not going to be homeless. You're just going to pay whatever it is off because you can afford to. You can afford to make some mistakes. You can afford to have some extra risk to really grow your business to where you want to go. Please chime in here, anybody, and hopefully let me know if you're feeling where I'm going with this or if I'm just not making any sense. Something else that I'm really good with is taking free information and running with it. And that's what I hope that you guys do with my information. I've spent a lot of time, I've spent a lot of money, and I've had lots of uh, blood, sweat, and tears in learning the things that I'm talking about with you. And a lot of times in my own life, especially when I was a lot younger, I would be the guy that got all the information but never took the action on the information. And what ended up helping me take the action was spending money, lots of it, to learn different things so that then I felt like, oh, I spent this money on this program or this information, so now I'm going to go out and do what I learned. And a lot of times I didn't need to, looking back on it, I didn't need to spend the money on a lot of the stuff. I just needed to listen to what people were saying on their free information and go out and take action on that, rather than just, oh, I need to learn every single little thing before I get started. So now I really like, and what that's helped me transition into, and what's a strong characteristic of me is, when I hear someone that says, oh, you need to go out and read this book, it's phenomenal, and I respect that person, then I go out and read that book. If they say, you need to check out this website and this is going to blow up your business, then I go out, I go to the website, and I do what I need to do. If they say you need to add this service and here's why, and it resonates with me and it makes sense, and I don't know how to add that service or do that service, then I figure out how to add it and do it and talk to who I need to and make sure it happens, because I respect that person, and your business is going to be a lot better off if you take action on what people say. And then something that has helped me out along the way, and I think I'm just good at, and it just makes good common sense for me, is you're going to run into people that tell you that what you're doing is dumb or doesn't make any sense or you shouldn't do it. And the key is look at where they're at and what they're doing, and then consider the source. If they're a successful person and and they've had success in a job in corporate America, and you're doing something in the lawn care industry, they might not exactly get what you're doing. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't listen to what they have to say, but that might not be the right person to make your decision whether you should or shouldn't do a lawn care business. Maybe you should talk to someone, maybe not specifically in the lawn care, but that just someone that has had success in being an entrepreneur, before you just say, but I'm not really talking about specifically lawn care, but it's just with anything you do. If I'm going to go look at buying a used pickup truck, I'm not going to ask my family physician doctor to ride with to make sure that everything checks out okay. And if I'm keep on getting headaches all the time, I'm not going to ask my mechanic to tell me what's wrong with my head. I might actually ask him or tell him what's going on, and if he says, "Oh yeah, I'd go to the chiropractor," well, maybe I would listen to that. Maybe I would go to the chiropractor, but that's not going to be my final deciding factor on what I decide to do. I'm probably going to go to the doctor and see what they have to say. So hopefully that makes sense. I go and I look for experts in different areas, and I learn from them. And if and I still just consider the source. I do not just take. I look for the information that I need. I'm very careful on what enters my mind, and sometimes I even ask people questions that I already know the answers to, just to see, what exactly if they know what they're talking about or not. So anyways, hopefully that's good information for you, and we'll talk to you later. Get to work.